everybody. Now today we're going to read a story from the Brothers Grimm book, and it's called The Wolf and the Seven Little Kids. The little kids are not children. The little kids are baby goats. So we're talking about a wolf and some goats, okay? So don't get confused. Anyway, listen till the end, because again there's going to be a shout out. And it'll be to children, not to actual goats or anything, okay? So let's crack on with this story. You ready? Good. Here we go. The Wolf and the Seven Little Kids. Once upon a time, there was an old goat who had 7 little kids, and loved them with all the love of a mother for her children. One day, she wanted to go into the forest and fetch some food. So she called all the 7 to her and she said, "Dear children, I have to go into the forest. Now be on your guard against the wolf. If he comes, he will devour you all, hair, skin, and all. Now, he'll often disguise himself, but you will definitely know him at once by his rough voice and his black feet." So the kids said, "Dear mother, we will take good care of ourselves. You may go away without any anxiety." So the old one bleated. Meh. That was a good one. Meh. Can you bleat? And went on her way with an easy mind. It was not long before someone knocked on the door and called, "Open the door, dear children. Your mother is here and has brought something back with her for each of you." But the little kids knew that it was the wolf by the rough voice. "We will not open the door," they cried. "You are not our mother. She has a soft and pleasant voice, but your voice is rough. You are the wolf." Oh, well done. Then the wolf went away to a shopkeeper and bought himself a great lump of chalk and ate this and made his voice soft with it. I'm not sure that eating chalk will make your voice soft, so please don't eat any chalk. And he came back, knocked at the door of the house and cried, "Open the door, dear children. Your mother is here and has brought you something back with her for each of you." But the wolf had laid his black paws against the window, and the children saw them and cried, "We will not open the door. Our mother has not got black feet like you. You are the wolf." Then the wolf ran to the baker and said, "Oh, I've hurt my feet. Rub some dough over them for me." And when the baker had rubbed his feet over, he ran to the miller and said, "Strew some white meal over my feet for me." And the miller thought to himself, that wolf wants to deceive somebody. And he refused. Good old miller, yay! But the wolf said, "If you do not, I will devour you." Then the miller was afraid, so he made his paws white for him. Yes, that's how people are, I'm afraid. So now the wretch went for the 3rd time to the door. He knocked at it and said, "Open the door for me, children. Your dear little mother has come home and has brought every one of you something back from the forest with her." And the little kids cried, "First, show us your paws that we may know if you are our dear little mother." Then he put his paws in through the window. When the kids saw that they were all white, they believed all that he said was true. And they opened the door. But who should come in but, that's right, the wolf. They were terrified and wanted to hide themselves. One sprang under the table, the second onto the bed, the third under the stove, the fourth into the kitchen, the fifth in the cupboard, the sixth under the washing bowl, and the 7th into the clock case. But the wolf found them and used no great ceremony, for one after another he swallowed them down his throat. The youngest, who was in the clock case, was the only one he didn't find. When the wolf had satisfied his appetite, he took himself off. He laid himself down under a tree in a green meadow outside, and he began to sleep. I wonder if he snores. Soon afterwards, the old goat came home again from the forest. What a sight she saw there the door was wide open, the tables, chairs and benches were thrown down, the washing bowl lay broken to pieces, and the quilts and the pillows were pulled off the bed. She sought her children, but they were nowhere to be found. She called them one after another by name, but no one answered. At last, when she came to the youngest, a soft voice cried, "Dear mother, I'm in the clock case." So she took the kid out, and it told her that the wolf had come and eaten all the others. Then you may imagine how much she cried and wept over her poor children. That's really sad. At length, in her grief, she went out, and the youngest kid ran with her. When they came to the meadow, there the wolf lay by the tree. "I told you," he snored, and snored so loud that the branches shook. She looked at him on every side and saw something was moving and struggling in his fat belly. "Heavens," she said, "is it possible that my poor children, whom he has swallowed down for his supper, could still be alive?" Then the kid had to run home and fetch scissors and a needle and thread, and the goat cut open their monster's stomach while he slept, and hardly had she made one cut than one little kid thrust its head out. And then she cut further, and all six sprang out one after another, and they were all still alive and had suffered no injury whatsoever, because that greedy monster had swallowed them straight down whole without chewing. I know a little boy who used to swallow things without chewing, and he knows who he is. What rejoicing there was! They embraced their dear mother and jumped like a sailor at his wedding. The mother, however, said, "Now, go and look for some big stones, and we will fill the wicked beast's stomach with them while he is still asleep." Then the 7 kids dragged the stones there with all speed and put as many of them as they could into his stomach. And the mother sewed it up again with great haste, so that he was not even aware that anything had happened when he woke up. Now, when the wolf at length had had his sleep out, he got on his legs, and as the stones in his stomach made him very thirsty, he wanted to go to a well to drink. But when he began to walk and move, the stones in his stomach began to knock against each other and rattled, and he cried, "What rumbles and tumbles against my poor bones? I thought 'twas 6 kids, but it's not but big stones." And then he got to the well, stooped over the water, and was just about to drink when the heavy stones made him fall in, and there was a big splash, and there was no help, so he had to drown miserably. When the 7 kids saw that, they came running to the spot and cried aloud, "The wolf is dead! The wolf is dead! The wolf is dead!" And they danced for joy round the well with their mother. "The wolf is dead! The wolf is dead!" They filled up his belly with stones, and he fell in and he couldn't get out of the water. Now that shows you, because you're not meant to play near water or in water because it's dangerous. There's nothing there to help you get out. Anyway, well, that was a nice story, wasn't it? Yes, Forrest, swallowing food all in one go without chewing is not good, is it? No. So today's shout out I'm going to do for Ronnie and Ada, whose daddy is fixing my car today. So I am going to shout out to them. So I hope you're enjoying the stories, and see you next time.